Hey everybody, welcome back to Kiwi Country Living. In today's video, I will cover our pine tree harvesting process. Did I make enough money to go on pension? That is the question to be answered. I will run you through what you need in place when you do pine tree harvesting, what you can expect when you do pine tree harvesting, the cons and the pros, and I will show you the entire process from start to finish. Stay connected and please let me know what you think about the pine tree harvesting process in the comments below. I know there's a lot of backlash about pine trees in New Zealand and around the world, and the question is, will I plant pine trees again? No, definitely not. We bought a farm with a hectare of pine tree forest on them that was 25 or 30 years old, so we had that harvested. And what I'll do now is replant those empty blocks with tree lucerne and get that soil regenerated. So this is pine trees that's 25 years old on my farm. It's a small block, it's not a major block. It's only 300 trees, about 1 hectare. This is what is left after the harvesting. So this is all wood that I can sell for firewood. All the work has been done for me, so the trees have been cut down, the logs have been cut, small pieces, or so out of this block we had 400 tons of trees that came out of this block. Say hello. So hi everybody, this is Zoe. She's a pixie bob. So pixie bob is one of the rarest cat breeds in the world. They are bred to look like a American bobcat. They've got, most of them got polydactyl feet. They are born with a full tail, half tail, a bobtail. We are the only breeders in the southern hemisphere of the pixie bobs. So, in any case, this video is not about pixie bobs. Let's have a look at the breakdown cost of the tree harvesting. The guys that's doing the harvesting, they are getting paid $50 a ton. That doesn't sound like a lot, but end of the day, out of our 1 hectare block, I think we harvested around 650 tons. So 650 tons gives you probably about 31,000 for harvesting. I would suggest, or I would say to people that sign a contract. Make sure that the contract states the amount you'll be paid for every 100 tons. The grades that you are selling, most of my trees were exported grades, and I got a flat rate. That's just what the middleman takes his cut. So the other thing you need is, you need the end of the harvesting, you need a carriage in spreadsheet of your wood that left your property, and that will show you the weights, the grades. The other thing you need to have in place is, or in your contract, will be damage to your property, damage to your neighbor's property, who pays for what, or who pays any damage. In my case, we had to remove the neighbor's gate to get the diggers into my farm, and cost went on to the company that's doing the harvesting. The cost breakdown for me, 1 hectare of pines, we got $15,000 plus GST. Unfortunately for us, almost all that money is going into fixing of the fences. We've got a deer farm, and the trees were harvested and dropped onto our deer fences. It's a few hundred meters, so that was the only way they were able to get the trees out, because the bottom of the slopes were just boggy and muggy. They tried to get in there with the diggers, and unfortunately it didn't work out. So I didn't specify anything of my deer fencing. That was destroyed in my contract, because we were going to use, or the harvesters were going on the bottom of the block, and like I said, that didn't happen. So unfortunately, that was cost now passed over to me. So any other ideas, please put in your comments below what you can put in your contracts to help other people. I've made a long format video and a short format video. The long format is a few hours long. It's just showing the people you know, that's doing the digger operate, so people can see what they do. And it's also, you know, some people like binge watching this kind of stuff. So the short form video will be out shortly. Yeah, that's me for now. For us, it was never about the money. The reason I wanted to get the trees done was because the trees keep on falling over onto my deer fences, and I can't get my deer into those paddocks because they will escape. So the reason I harvested those trees or got it harvested was because of the trees that just keep dropping onto the deer fence. So if you like my content, there's some more videos on the site and subscription here, and please do leave some comments and like the videos if you don't mind. Thank you for your time.